Welcome back to Comic Book Savant Video. I'm your host, James Harris. This episode, I'm going to be doing a review of Voltron Legendary Defender Season 5. I've been consistently doing reviews of the different seasons of Voltron Legendary Defender. It's been, in recent time, one of my favorite cartoons that have hit the Netflix model of programming that they've been putting out. I mean, I grew up a huge fan. I'm a kid of the 80s. I grew up watching the original Voltron line TV show for all its faults, but it's really been cool to see it reimagined, updated, and refreshed and handled so nicely. I've stated this previously. This series is done by the group that has done Avatar, The Last Airbender, also Legend of Korra, and they just continue producing high quality animation, continuing with this series for each season. I did feel like season 4 kind of was a step back on how great season 3 was, but they bounced back this current season and really, I think, regained its footing some. I do like the fact that some of the lingering storylines, especially with Pidge's storyline with her finding her family, finally came to a head finally here, and we got some resolution there. I think the strength of the show was clearly in the characters and how they've developed them as each season progresses. We do now get shorter seasons as Netflix has gone with the approach of releasing fewer episodes and having them released more frequently. We already know that we'll be getting the second half of this season. I want to say in June we'll be releasing season 6. So we already got that confirmation. They dropped that at the end of the episodes for this season. They kind of put a header at the end of the last episode, saying, telling us when we're going to get new episodes, which I thought was really cool. But again, the animation continues to be top notch. They really have dialed in. I've talked about my previous reviews where I felt like certain times, because I feel like they're trying to strike a balance between adults and trying to bring new kids into the Voltron franchise, that the comedy was a little forced and feeling a little kiddie. I feel like they've kind of dialed it in now that they've gotten the show a little bit more established and they know what their target audience is dialed in, and the comedy doesn't feel as forced, and the show it feels like it struck the right balance to hit both demographics of older fans like myself that grew up with the original series and bringing in new kids to the current series as well. So they've dialed in some few things, and I feel like they really have nailed it down. And it's really good television. It's compelling. Me and my wife, both were kind of kids of the 80s and just love seeing this, redone and done so well. I think done better than the original was done. And I like that the producers of the show really lean into the history of Voltron and kind of included and tweak certain things with it as well. They don't ignore the history that came before. I do like how they're developing Lotor in the series as well, incorporating it. They're doing some very different things, because at this point we're going beyond what we've ever seen with the original 84 series, and they're growing it out. I don't know how many do they have a set number of seasons they're going to do with the show at this point. I feel like they're really just getting started, and this can really go on. They normally are known, the producers, with Avatar, they did 4 seasons. With Legend of Korra, I want to say they did 5 seasons. We're already, on season 5, with season 6 coming in a couple of months. So I don't know, where they're looking to end the show. I'm going to enjoy it as long as it lasts. If you haven't checked it out yet, definitely go to Netflix when you have time and check out this series. Like I said, I grew up in the 80s, and this was like at the fever when Voltron came out. It was the fever of G.I. Joe, Transformers, Voltron, He-Man, all those great cartoon series that were basically just marketing tools to sell toys. And honestly, I had all the toys. I had G.I. Joe, I had Transformers, I had the Voltron lines, I had all of it. So they worked. They really worked, because those were the toys that I owned in my house. But it's good to, again, see it matured. and refined with like great animation. And I just love the fact that they hold true to the traditions set before and don't cast it away or act like it doesn't exist. They actually find different ways in this series to weave in back to the old history of the Voltron, previous Voltron series. So it's really good. I like to see where it's gonna go. Like I said, it's very captivating television. Again, it's really easy to binge. The first few seasons were, I want to say 10, 12 episodes was the first season, the first few seasons. And then as of season, I want to say season 3, they start breaking them up. So they're 8, 8, 8. So you can literally binge all 5 seasons and easily in a half a day, because they're 25 to 27 minute episodes, so you can blow through them. And I'm trying to tell you, you'll enjoy yourself as you're watching it if you haven't had a chance to check them out. So I definitely give this the 2 thumbs up. They're knocking it out the park with this. Can't wait till June to see where they go next with the series, and I hope it can continue as long as possible. So that's all I have for you for this episode of Comic Book Savant Video. If you haven't already, make sure you like, subscribe, also give it a thumbs up. If you haven't, if you have subscribed, make sure you click the bell down at the bottom to get notified when the newest episodes will hit the YouTube channel. I release a video at least every week and looking to do more as time is going on. I'm ramping up to start releasing just more videos because there's so much content that I want to cover via comic book shows, comic books that I'm reading to tell you guys about. So be on the lookout for even more content. But to make sure you get all of it, click the bell notification so you'll get notified as soon as I upload the newest video. That's all I have for you this week. You guys take care, and I'll see you next time.